Hello. In this video we see soil resources. Soil is an important resource as we obtain everything directly or indirectly from soil. Example, food, shelter, clothing, etc. So it is indispensable. Its formation is very slow as 2.5 centimeter of soil is formed in 1000 years. So it is a very slow process of formation. So all the more it is very important to conserve soil. Now let's see how is soil formed. Here in this diagram you can see the formation of soil. The topmost layer, you find the upper soil layer. Soil is formed by weathering. That weathering happens, the weathering means the rocks change into tiny particles, and those tiny particles in course of the time it is converted into small pieces by chemical, mechanical and biological forces. The factors upon which the formation of soil depends. The parent rock, that is bottommost you find unweathered parent rock. So that unweathered parent rock lies much deeper. Unweathered, that means it is not disturbed. There is no change. There is no erosion at this level. So that is why it is called unweathered parent rock, bedrock. Then on top of it you find substratum weathered parent rock. So what happened? Because the water seeps through that and there is a change in temperature, so that this part of the layer gets eroded or it can be worn out by the natural forces. So there is a disturbance. That is what weathered rock. There is a disturbance in the rock. You find there are cracks in the rock, and those rocks, what happened, the gaps found in the rocks absorb water, rainwater. So the rainwater is responsible for making changes in the rock. So you find the weathered parent rock there. Then at the upper portion you find subsoil weathered rock, sand, silt and clay. So here you find subsoil. That means it will not be in the rock form. The rocks are powdered. Rocks are in the semi or little smaller sizes of particles. So they are called subsoil. So the parent rock which has been eroded and they develop cracks, and in due course of time they are converted into small pieces of powder, and that is deposited here. So it contains sand, silt and clay. Then the uppermost you find the powdered rock materials, that is what topsoil, the upper layer of the soil. So the factors which are responsible for the changes: parent rock, topography or relief, that is the rocks, the places where the rocks located. So soil cover is thin in hilly areas than on the plains. Climate is another factor. It is the most important soil forming factor because it does weathering, that is it breaks and disintegrates rocks depending upon the elements of the climate, that is heat, rain, wind. Wind erodes the rocks. So in due course of time what happens, the rocks are broken and they are made into tiny particles. Then the last factor is vegetation. So vegetation, the root disturbs the rock and it brings changes. It disintegrates the rocks. So those weathered rocks are converted into small pieces of particles. That is what? Soil. So here next we will see. So from top we will see topsoil, which you can see on the ground. Then subsoil, you can get it immediately as you dig. Then the lower layer you find substratum, weathered rock, parent rock material. Then the deepest layer you find unweathered parent rock. So the color of the soil, it depends on the parent rock. The quality of the soil depends on parent rock. Now we will see the classification of soils. India, we have already seen India has different relief features. So depending on that you find the variety of soils. So first one we see alluvial soil. So alluvial soil we find is the most widely spread soil in India. Very important soil because it is very fertile and useful for agriculture. And northern plains in India are made up of alluvial soil. This alluvial soil is deposited by all the Himalayan rivers like Ganga, Brahmaputra and Indus. And the soils extend in Rajasthan and Gujarat through a narrow corridor. Alluvial soil is found in eastern coastal plains, particularly in the deltas of Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, because the rivers bring down the soil and they deposit in the plains. So alluvial soil, you should know at least 5 points. So here in the alluvial soil you find it consists of sand, silt and clay. As we move inland towards the river valleys, the soil particles appear bigger in size. In the upper reaches of the river valley you find the soils are coarse. Such soils are common in Piedmont plains, Duars, Chos and Terai. Apart from the size of their grains or components, soils are described on the basis of their age. What are they? How are they classified? Basis on their age. Alluvial soils can be classified as Bangar. Bangar is old soil. Then Kadar, new alluvial soil. The Bangar soil has high concentration of conker nodules than the Kadar. It has more fine particles and is more fertile than Bangar. Because Kadar is a newly formed alluvial soil. So as when river extends their size, you find more area is covered by the river plain. So those areas are deposited with alluvial soil by the rivers. So they are more fertile. So the old alluvial soil is called Bangar, new alluvial soil is called Kadar. Bangar has more of conker nodules than the Kadar, and it has more fine particles and is more fertile than Bangar. So this is asked in 1 mark question or 3 marks question. And alluvial soils are fertile. They have enough potash, phosphoric acid and lime, which are ideal for the growth of sugarcane, paddy, wheat and other cereal crops. And they can be intensively used for agriculture. That is why you find in Uttar Pradesh you find rice bowl of India. So the northern plains, the largest producer of crops. The next one, black soil. Black soil you find in black color and known as Ragur soil, ideal for growing cotton. I told you already, the color of the soil depends, the quality of the soil depends on parent rock. And here you find in the Deccan Trap, that is in the Deccan region of India, you find the northwest Deccan plateau is made up of lava flows. So that is why you find the lava has formed black soil. So they cover the plateaus of Maharashtra and Saurashtra. So black soil is found in Malwa, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Saurashtra, Chhattisgarh. Then in the southeast direction along Godavari and Krishna valleys. The quality of black soil, it is clayey, and they are known for their capacity to hold moisture. They are rich in soil nutrients such as calcium, carbonate, magnesium, potash and lime. Poor in phosphoric contents. Develop deep cracks during hot weather. That is why I have mentioned one word, so that with the word you can remember. Cracks during hot weather. Then they are known for holding moisture, and where they are found and what is it useful for. It is useful for growing cotton. So you are expected to write 5 solid points for 5 marks question. And the soils are sticky when wet and difficult to work unless they become dry. They cannot be used for tilling. The next one, red and yellow soil. They develop on crystalline igneous rocks in areas of low rainfall. So you can have where first one, what is the quality, then you can write the region, then what for it is used. So you get 5 points. So it develops on crystalline igneous rocks and regions of low rainfall, eastern and southern parts of Deccan Plateau. It found in Orissa, Chhattisgarh, southern parts of Middle Ganga Plain. They develop reddish color due to diffusion of iron in crystalline and metamorphic rocks. It looks yellow when it is in hydrated form. So any 5 points. The next, laterite soil.